Hello divas, dudes, and dolls, I'm Caricature, and welcome to my shining, shimmering, and splendid little review show, Very Slay, where we go over each and every one of the looks on RuPaul's Drag Race All-Stars Season 9. And by golly, are we starting off with a jam-packed episode. We only have 8 queens this season, but we do have 2 looks from each of them. We have their Meet the Queens promo looks and the entrance looks to talk about. I know the entrance looks will be in episode 1, but I figured get them out of the way now, and then I don't have to talk about them when we actually review the episode itself in May. Because with Paramount, we usually get the first 2 episodes on day 1, so I would rather eliminate the amount of work that I have to do when it comes to reviewing those 2 episodes as early as I possibly can. Luckily, with it also only being 8 people, I know how long those episodes typically will take to edit, so it should be a little bit easier to get them done this season. For anybody who is new who's never watched an episode of Very Slay before, here's a little rundown on how it works. If I think a look meets the brief, or that I like it but maybe not love it, we give it an okay. If I do love it and maybe even want some more of it, we give it a slay. And if it tried so hard and I still don't like it, we give it a nay. And that's all in efforts to find my weekly slay of the day, my favorite look out of all the ones we review per episode. So pretty easy to follow, right? That's enough housekeeping things. Let's go ahead and switch scenes and start talking about all of these looks. So how we're gonna do this is in order of appearance in the workroom in terms of the entrance looks, and then we will talk about their promo look. So starting us off this season, we have got Mick in this checkered flag hair and this fantastic outfit. I adore the cut of this coat. I love a peplum. I love a high lapel. I love the material that this is made out of, and pairing with this knee-high boot, so good. But the hair is the real star of this, obviously. The hairline on this wig is incredible. I don't know who did it, but whoever did really knocked it out of the park. The sculpt of it is fantastic. Obviously, Gottmik's makeup is gonna be incredible every single time. The signature white face, I love a black lip, obviously. This whole look is very much something that I personally would wear. It's very something within my aesthetic, and I think this is an incredible look to come into the workroom with. So obviously, I'm going to give this a slay. Now let's talk about Gottmik's promo look. Once again, the hair on this is a feat of achievement on its own. The design on this is incredible. Once again, the sculpt is just fantastic. It's such a cool piece. The makeup is really cool as well. I love all of the precise line work in the face, and I think it pairs really well with this bodysuit. It gives me this sort of like modern version of Grace Jones in Vamp. The placements on all of the pattern is in the exact right spots. The little bits of extra black fabric so that way it fits in with the sort of celestial superhero-y theme, I think is cool. I don't necessarily know how well they mesh with the rest of the look, but they do take it into that theme a little bit more directly than if it was just the bodysuit on its own. Either way, fantastic look. I'm gonna give it a slay. Up next, we have Roxy Andrews, who is my personal pick to win. I love me some Roxy Andrews. I think she is quintessential drag, like at its core. I love her sewing tutorial videos on TikTok so much, even though I don't sew myself. I find them very helpful. I have a lot of them saved for when I do start sewing, just so that way I've got them there in the back of my mind. She's kind of giving that mom in the PTA that all of the other moms are afraid that their husbands are gonna cheat on them with, which honestly, kind of a look. I love that she's got a purse so much. I love this length of hair on her. The outfit itself, I really like the cut of the sleeves and where they're placed. I love the built-in glove, but the outfit itself is like, it's a cute walking around outfit. Like I would wear this as like a tipping outfit, just like walking around at the show, walking at the gig. I wouldn't necessarily wear this for performing, but I do think that a cute little walk around tipping look for your entrance look does make sense. But I think when you look at it next to Gottmik's, it really lacks a lot in comparison, so I'm just gonna give this an okay. Her promo look, on the other hand, I adore. This color orange on her skin, is delicious. The one thing I'm really not a big fan of is the color of the lip. I think if she would have done something a little bronzy, it would have worked a little bit better than this really pale neutral. Honestly, even like, had she done like a darker brown with like a little bronze shimmer or something on it, I think would have been a little more strong and dynamic in the photos. The nude tone that she went with is not particularly my favorite. I think the headpiece is really cool, and the cut of the dress is correct. I love that she's got the orange shoe to go with it. I love the jewelry and the nails. I think it all works and makes sense. This is giving me pageant down, so I'm gonna give this a slay. Up next, we have Vanessa Vanessa, and this hair I love on her. Perfect color, perfect cut in this entrance look. The outfit itself is kind of giving me like MTV Awards or like a TV red carpet in like 2001, which is a look. The whole thing is very Y2K, which I can be here for. I do wish the skirt was maybe in a different color. I think if the skirt had been, even if it had just been black, I think the whole look would have been a little more successful. I do like that the red in the tank top pops because of the boots. I actually really like the boots a lot. But the look has, I think, one too many ideas. I think really all she needed was maybe some like color choice differences and the whole thing would have worked. But to me, there's just a little too much chaos going on here for me to really love this. I still think in a weird way, it kind of works. Like it's one of those things where it's so clashy that it's come back around to making sense. So I'm gonna give this an okay. Now for her promo look, all of this gold. I love the gladiator heel. I love the cut of it. I think the kind of interwoven nature of it is really interesting, and I'm a fan of that. The color looks great on her. I'm not necessarily the biggest fan of the door knocker pasties. I'm not the biggest fan of the makeup here. And I don't know if she tried to cover her tattoos with makeup or they tried to Photoshop them out in the edit, but either way, that part of it does not look good at all. I don't really care for the hair all that much. And for me, this little like gold coat wrap thing, I don't think was necessary. I think it's kind of a Gottmik situation where it's there to add the flowy fabric element to kind of match everybody else. But I think she could have gotten away without using it, and it would have still been like a very detailed, intricate outfit that would have been successful on its own. For me, I'm gonna also give this an okay. It's not bad, but there's certainly things I would change about it to make it more successful. Up next from season 14, we have Angeria Paris Van Michaels. Her entrance look here, I love this hair. I love this hair. It is the appropriate amount of volume and length for her proportion, especially with like this particular style of outfit. I think it is fantastic. I love this red leather chap bodysuit situation. I love the cut of this jacket. I love that it's got one sleeve and still has that kind of biker vibe to it. The chaps I think are an interesting cut as well. I like that they're a little baggier, that they're a little looser. Overall, this is a very different energy from things we've seen from Angeria. This feels a little more street, not as much pageant, which I am so here for. It's a different direction. I'm excited to see how these last couple years have affected her runway package and what she's gonna do now that she's got a bit more in the bank financially. This is a slay. The real star for her though is absolutely this promo look, like this sculpted sun hair. This is cool. This is really, really cool. The sense of scale and proportion through the entire thing is so correct. I think the biggest thing with just drag in general is having a cool, interesting silhouette, especially for these promo looks. And she's got it down pat. This is giving me stuff I would see in like paper drag, in terms of the sense of size and scale and also elegance. I love the sheer elements of the skirt. I really love how the skirt is draped and handled. Just like the whole, like this is a feast for the eyes. This is so cool. I normally am not a huge fan of gold in fashion or just gold in general, but gold on her looks incredible. I love the glove, or I love the bits coming off of the glove around the shoulder. I love the bodice of this so much, and I love this extra fabric draping behind her on the skirt. Just, she looks like an ethereal goddess. I think she really knocked the theme out of the park for this promo, so I would be stupid to give her anything less than a slay. Up next, we have Nina West. The only thing I like about this entrance look is the hair and the shoes. This outfit, color palette wise, very lesbian flag, very here for that. But the rest of it, no. There's a way to do all of this pattern clashing and pattern mixing in a way that works and really makes sense. To me, this doesn't. I think it's a little too clusterfucky. I think had the orange ruffles just been like a solid pink ruffle to just kind of keep in that pink and white universe with the hair being red, I think that would have made a little bit more sense. It would have worked better for me. This is just not it. I'm not a fan of this. I think the proportion of it is a little off. I think she needed a little bit more fluff out of the skirt just to balance out, because she's so broad. Making that collar come out a little further than the shoulder on top just adds to it and kind of gives her a bit of a linebacker quality. So I'm not a particular fan of that. The polka dot part is cute. I like the polka dot fabric, but yeah, the rest of this is not it for me. I'm giving this an A. Her promo look, it's a bodysuit. It's a corset bodysuit with a lot of extra fabric draped off. The extra fabric is nice. It's very pretty. I think the conversation around Nina's status as a Zionist maybe is not helped by the fact that she chose this particular color scheme for this look with stars. I know it's not the same stars. You're not gonna beat the allegations, you know? It's just, when we're talking strictly about the fashion, if the only thing I like about your look is the extra draped fabric coming off of it, that's not a good thing. I think it's a little basic. I think it is the worst of the promo looks in my opinion, but it's not awful. Like, it's not a horrible look, you know? I don't think the star elements were necessary. I think that takes it down a little bit, cheapens it some. The rest of it, it's an elevated version of Princess Poppy's look that she got eliminated in with a different hairstyle. Whoop-de-doo. I don't like the little silver rings. I don't think that they're placed well, and I think they're way too big on the hips. I think had they been scaled down, it would have been a little bit better, but I'm gonna give this an A. Just not up to snuff with what I am hoping for out of an All-Star season, especially when the All-Star in discussion at the moment has been on a national Broadway tour for the last 2 years. I'm hoping the rest of her package is highly elevated beyond this. I hope to see some actually interesting pieces from her this season. Up next, we have also from season 11, Plastique Tiara, who just looks like money here. I mean, honestly, when doesn't she? She's another one that I'm very excited to see her runway package because if there's one thing she's going to turn out, it's a look. I'm very ready to see what gorgeous things we're going to get out of her, so don't be surprised if she ends up being Slay of the Day multiple times this season. She's one of those girls who wears a lot of makeup to look like she's not wearing any, and I'm very here for that. I love this hair on her. I love the hair accessories. I love the little tiny earrings. I love like how small scale this is. Like, it's very pared down compared to some other looks that we've seen. It's a very like simple pared down entrance look, but it's very glamorous and it's very elegant. And at the same time, like, realistically, it's another bodysuit, but with like a skirt wrapped around it. But it still has that vibe of being a very expensive dress. She just looks like she stepped out of like a Real Housewives promo. Very here for it. I'm gonna give her a slay. Now the real star for her is this promo look. Her hair was done by the same person who did Gottmik's hair, but I prefer hers. How she walks around with this on her head, I have no idea. This must be incredibly light because I would be so nervous that it would fall apart or break or something the entirety of the time I would have this wig on. What I love about this gown is all of the intricate details in the print and the textile itself. This is gorgeous. This is like quintessential Asian excellence in every way. The silhouette is right. The sculpt is right. The fabric choice is right. The draping is right. The extra fabric on the arms and the way that all flows is right. What can I say? It's right. There is not a universe where this is not a slay. Like, there is not a universe where this is not one of the best looks out of the promo, if not the best look out of the promo. Knocked this out of the park for me as well. Stunning, stunning, stunning. Gorgina, Gorgina, Gorgina. And before my brain short circuits, we're gonna move on to the next queen. Up next, we have Georges in what I would say is a very cute performance outfit. I think the boots make sense with the hair choice. I love the hair choice. I actually really like this makeup direction that she's been going in lately. So I'm excited to see what her makeup is going to be like over the course of this season. But in general, this outfit, like, it's nothing amazing. It's nothing incredible. I know if she gets the chance to lip sync, it's gonna be a great performance. So I'm excited to see what she gets to do. The color's gorgeous, but I don't think it's anything to really write home about. I think it is a fine look. So I'm going to give it an okay. And just when you look at some of the other things we've seen come into the workroom already, it's not gonna blow me away by any means. Unfortunately, I do kind of feel the same way about her promo look as well. I feel like it is a good promo look. It's passable, gets the job done. It's just not anything amazing. I love the hair and I love the eye shape on her makeup here. You always know I'm gonna love a sheer glove situation, but This outfit, I think, is just a little too simple when you look at everything else. It's a bit of a Nina West situation where it's just like, you have all these things you could do with this theme and you go with this, but that doesn't mean it's bad. She actually has quite similar a silhouette to Nina, but I think hers is more interesting because she's got the sheer fabric that's attached to the gloves, like it's built into that, and then the fabric itself on the skirt, I think, is placed in a more interesting way. I think overall, this is a little more fashiony. I think it's a really flattering shape overall for her because she's so petite, it's really easy to get swallowed up by a lot of things. Just not my favorite, doesn't blow me away. I'm gonna give it an okay. Next up, we have from season 1, Janelle, who I'm particularly excited to see back on my TV screen because she has great television. And on top of that, the looks, diva, I think Janelle has one of those runway packages that I would say from the early seasons, alongside Raja, has the runway package that has aged the best from the early seasons across time. There's just this really classic format to what she does and what she wears. This would have been like fantastic in season 1 of Drag Race, but a lot of things that she wore in season 1 of Drag Race would still work today. So I'm excited to see what her package is going to be like with the 15 plus years since the original time she was on the show. And I'm excited for her to be introduced to a new wave of fans who may not really be super familiar with her. Now this Medusa look here, the snakeskin dress, I love all of the nude cutouts and the placement of them. I love this little cropped bolero with it as well. I think it's really chic. The cut of the skirt, I adore. I think it's really flattering. I think this whole piece is just really nice. It's classic drag, very pageant in a way, but it's just really well done. I'm a big fan of it. I love the sculpture element of the hair. I do quite like that even though it's not literal snakes, it does kind of have that like sinewy snake-like quality to the way it's sculpted. It does call back to her Medusa look from season 1. What I do love about this though, more than anything, is her makeup. Her makeup is so good. Like, it's so huge, it's so severe, it's so dramatic, but it's also, I am such a sucker for it. So this for me is absolutely fantastic. I'm gonna give this a slay. And then when we get into her promo look, I absolutely adore this. I think this is Vegas. This is over the top. This is so ridiculously severe, like in the best way. She's honestly kind of giving me Rita Repulsa a little bit here, but like Rita Repulsa if she was even more of a fierce slay diva. I love the spikes on the skirt and the scale of them. Like, this is just such a cool piece. This kind of feels like something that Joshua Naponte did. I'm not sure if it's Joshua Naponte. Upon researching, it turns out I was correct. It is Joshua Naponte. Another banger from him. But let's be honest, this look is just incredible, top to bottom. I don't think there's anything you could do to fault it, so I'm gonna give this a slay as well. And with that, we've officially covered all of the entrance looks and promo looks of this cast, and it is time to select my very first slay of the day for All Stars 9. This is a toughie. This is a real toughie because I think there's some good entrance looks, but it is gonna be one of the promo looks that takes the cake for me today. And it really comes down to 3 of them, and that's Chanel, Plastique, and Angeria. I think all 3 of those looks are just top of the line, incredible. I don't have any faults. They're all incredible garments modeled by queens wearing incredible makeup. But I think the look that is ultimately going to take the cake for me by just like a very slim margin is going to be Plastique Tiara. I think this is just stunning. And really it's because of the hair. I think the hair is what has pushed this over the edge. Like I said when talking about her earlier, I feel like this is probably not gonna be the last time we see her getting slay of the day. Curious how the charity angle is going to work, and I'm excited to see what the runways are going to be across the season because from what I have heard, they were all given a very generous stipend to put towards those runways, so I am particularly ready to see them dominate this. I'm really, like I said, I'm really rooting for Roxy. I want to see Chanel succeed. I want to see Plastique have some incredible runways. I want to see Vanjie deliver great comedy. I want to see Angeria do really well too. I want to see Gottmix fashion. I want to see George's lip sync. And Nina's there too. I can't wait to talk about it more with you all in the next one when this season premieres in May on the 17th. Be sure, if you haven't already, like, comment, subscribe, all of those lovely little things. I would appreciate it immensely. So we'll see you all in the next one. Be sure to go out there, stay kind, stay queer, and make sure that your day is very slay.